there's definitely some irony in making a 12-week plan and coming up with a list of obstacles that might prevent you from hitting your goals, and then forgetting one, like the weather, and being immediately sidetracked by it. It's Monday, and I am going to be legit about actually doing a vlog this week. If you don't know me, I am Samantha. I'm a freelance copywriter and creative producer, and I have been filming for vlogs for a minute, so that is something that you'll see in a minute. I have just been busy. I'm sure that you all understand that, but apparently that's not an excuse online. So as you'll see, I'll usually try and toast to the week. Mondays are, I try to have a good Monday. Actually, you know what? A friend of mine started this like mental health thing. I'm not entirely sure what it is, but I was trying to support her, and you can check it out. It's called Damn Good Monday, and I like that because I think there's too much pressure on Mondays for it to be anything other than great, so I do not subscribe to negative Mondays. So I am here for a damn good Monday. I'll check in and let you know if it was a damn good Monday or not.
So this is basically the past few months. I have been shooting a lot of footage for a vlog and just never got around to posting it. So this is me working on some GIFs. This is me getting my hair colored. This is me working, you know, everything everybody always does in between times is stuff I was doing.
I went to the gym this morning at early. But that I'm all done. I've done my morning routine, and I'm trying to use this time before work. It's like 7:52 right now, so I got about an hour to just kind of like ease into my day. And I'm working on setting some goals for the 12-week year thing that I'm doing. So I'm trying to figure out and like narrow it down to 4 goals. There's like gonna be a whole separate video about that, but you know, defining some goals when you didn't really have any specific ones before is kind of challenging. And so yeah, yellow mug day. Cheers.
When I say later that I spent all day on the treadmill, this is pretty much what it looks like. All day. Several hours. I gotta figure out how many hours exactly, but this is it. This is how I get 25K.
Experience the worldwide phenomenon. Experience the worldwide phenomenon.
Between recording, Scratch VO, and snacking, I have really been trying to focus on meal planning lately, and I'm doing okay. But I decided to go to Publix and grab just a couple of groceries to help me put together this spicy salmon roll bowl that I found on Bon Appetit. It looked super healthy and kind of easy, and I'm just kind of an easy does it type of cook right now. It's my favorite apron. Let me just tell you right now that avocado is not good. I ended up having to get a different one, which you might be able to see a little way through. But I started my dinner here by making myself a mocktail. I'm using some ponzu juice and some peach gum syrup from Eli Mason. I'm not sure that they make it anymore, but it's so good. I am putting a little bit, I'm basically right here, what's happening is I'm pickling some cucumbers. So I'm adding some salt and some rice vinegar And then this is where like the chili crisp comes in. It does not look good when you first start putting it together, but once you get that chili crisp in there and stir it around, it actually makes really good looking drizzle. I'll probably make it again for any other dish, but it went really well with this. So I ended up getting one large fillet of salmon and cut it up into like inch-sized pieces. Put a little cayenne pepper in there. And then I got these cute tongs, you guys. I could not help myself. I just individually placed them on this pan that I lined with foil. And basically you kind of like just leave it like that. You'll throw it in the oven. I'm cutting up some green onions here. Actually, I'm just cutting up the scallion part. And did you see? That's when I saw that the avocado was not good. So I switched to another avocado. And here I am cutting up some seaweed. I think this is also called nori. And basically you are going to use it as a topping. So this is what the salmon looks like finished. I ended up putting some brown rice with it and toasting some sesame seeds. And then I add the pickled cucumbers on top, put some scallions on the side, put a little avocado on the side as well. It was a little not right, but it was okay. It tasted good. And then the nori on top was like such a flavor boost. And then of course the drizzle with the chili crisp was so good. I underestimated myself on this meal.
Oh my gosh. Okay. So the day is not done yet, but I am going out tonight to meet up with some coworkers, some former coworkers, still friends. And so I had to get all my 25,000 steps in before the end of the day. So it is 4:43 and I just hit it. Thank goodness, which just means I've been on the treadmill all day, working all day. But it always feels nice to kind of like meet that goal and check it off. So I'm going to update some of the stuff I'm doing for the 12-week year and kind of like making my list a little bit longer, like not longer, but just like more involved. So I know exactly like what I'm doing this week so I can better prepare for next week. So doing that, I still got about 15 minutes left of work. But I'm mostly finished up with all the projects. So today was a good day. I think it is funny. There's definitely some irony in making a 12-week plan and coming up with a list of obstacles that might prevent you from hitting your goals, and then forgetting one, like the weather, and being immediately sidetracked by it. Hello, on this Thursday. I was really confused earlier today if it was Wednesday or Thursday, because I've just had a ton of shit going on this week. It's Thursday. I decided earlier in the week to like rearrange my office, and so obviously that's not like a 1 day thing or like a 1 hour thing. It's like I'm still, what is this? I have so much stuff to kind of figure out if this new like setup is working, and it's making it a little inconvenient to get on with my daily work, but I'm making it happen. I have a new script I need to write today for an existing show, which is really great because it's just always lovely when you're not having to pick from selects and other crazy stuff, and you can just like watch the show and then pick from that. Like you have the whole thing to use, which in promo writing is like the best. So I have a script today. I think we have a spot that is going to design. They basically take a full spot that we've done and we kind of put in temporary graphics like text over footage and things like that, and then it'll go to them and they'll actually develop the graphics that'll go into that space, and they always look amazing. So that is going there. We had a VO session that my producing partner did this morning already for some spots. I think they're audio only spots actually that are going out today. So we've got some delivery stuff going on. And then I have a meeting for it is a new project, but we've had a couple of meetings about it already. And it kind of changed a little bit earlier this week. And so I'm interested to hear, kind of like how that developed and what that means for the promos. And this one includes some liners that talent will read. So that's always kind of interesting to figure out. So yeah, we got a long day and we're just gonna, I keep saying we, but it's just me and gonna get on with it.
I'm not sure that there is a better way to end a Thursday night than with your dog cuddled up in a little football. Not my team's, but it doesn't matter. It's the best.
And it's lunchtime. I feel like it doesn't look like I have any makeup on today, but I did put some on. Not like a foundation or concealer, so maybe it's just like my skin is just little. I had a dentist appointment this morning, so I had to go work out, shower, I worked for about an hour, and then I went to the dentist, and it was just for cleaning, but I'm like, it calls for a smoothie. I don't really feel like jumping into something. That's delightful. Have a couple of things on the agenda today. I am working on some audio changes to a spot. So it's called like a post-launch spot. If you license a piece of music, you can typically use it for a certain amount of time. And so what shows do a lot of the times is they'll have, that expensive piece of licensed music run for however long the original promo campaign is until the show premieres. And then immediately after premiere day, not always, but sometimes, if you see show promos for episodics or like a new episode or whatever, they're gonna have like, we call it gratis music, and it's absolutely not gratis, it's not free, but it's just a deal that certain companies and basically set up with music libraries so you can use, I think, probably any of their songs for a certain, probably like retainer fee. I don't know what exactly the deal is with the company that I'm working with right now, but it's just a huge library. And I think it's pretty similar. A lot of different networks and companies use the same types of libraries, same types of songs. So if you really pay attention, you will hear a lot of the same music, especially if you've worked in these libraries for years. Like some of those songs are just like, I remember my first beer. But we're doing that. I just wrapped a project that has been going on like inch by inch for 10 months. And we just delivered the final audio spots last night. And so I think we're officially calling it a day on that. I think it is officially wrapped, but it's just like everyone has kind of moved on from it, that there's not much acknowledgement except in Slack. I just put a little celebrate emoji. And then we got approval on a script yesterday. I will tell you, the approved script looks like a 45, and we're going to have to make it into a 20. So I'm very curious what it will look like. So I'm not sure if we're gonna start that today or not. It will depend on what editor is available. I usually work with a video editor, someone remotely, which I didn't used to do that at my previous staff position. We had in-house editors, but now it's just like all the editors are freelance, all the producers and writers are freelance, and so we all are working in various places. So you just kind of have to deal with the time zones, but communication-wise, it's not been an issue at all. Just so nice. So I'm not sure who we're booked with today, if we're even doing that. I may have to cut some VO later, some scratch to go in that. And then I have a meeting at 2 for a different project that is still at the very beginning of. So still a lot going on today, and I'm just gonna drink this smoothie and get to work. Okay, It is Saturday and I had a lot to do today, this morning specifically, but already running behind. It's like, yes, it's almost 2 p.m. I've done nothing that I set out to do today yet, but I'm going to take her out. And I'm going to go and run a mile because this is part of the 12-week BS, and I have already that was my plan for today, is to try and run a mile outside. Also had a strength class on the plan, like on scheduled, but that didn't happen. So thinking about what to do about that, but I've got some filming to do today, some cleaning because it is Saturday and game day, and just rude. Anyway, I'm gonna get this Saturday back on track. Yeah, I'm a little nervous to go on this run. I think just because it's outside and not on a treadmill. Even though I feel like I do a treadmill at a normal pace, and I usually can do it's a little more sunscreen than I intended, but it looks overcast outside, but it's still 90 degrees. So that is also a reason. All of this is just reasons that I am trying to make so that I do not go on the run, but I'm going to try to do the run. That's the whole part.
That run was actually not bad, but for sure it will be better when it's not 90 degrees out. 5 out of 10. On Sundays, we do self-care. I honestly wish I did this more than I do, but I sometimes come over to this coffee shop, stay a little while, and then I go next door and get a mani-pedi, and I have never been one of those girls, but I am now, and that's just how I'm living my life. Wrapping up my week. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.